From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Now! 180! Hey, we're good!
First carry for Josh Jacobs. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Now Carr. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stop. In his tracks. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
3 buck. Kill. Hey, exit. 44's the mic.
Now this time Carr will throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, their last miss on 3rd down, they actually were able to alleviate it because they picked it up with a 4th down conversion. I don't know that they'd be wise to try and do that again here. To me, you got to punt the ball away.
Watch out for Hill on the return. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And down he he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Maurice Hurst forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but it definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And Hill with it over the middle. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, 43, 15.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. I think it's intercepted.
He'll have a first down past the 40. Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, 71 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Oakland. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, a nice spin. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
50. Here we go.
Hey, rip list.
Twix. Watch the Twix.
First carry for the ex-Utah State Aggie, Darwin Thompson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Easy.
H3, 218. Chopper.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Past the 20. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 58 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. That is a dangerous combination right there as we are learning quickly. Mahomes to Hill.
And think about the number of ways that they are dangerous, because Hill can run past anyone, so he can throw it all the way downfield to him. But also on the shorter catches, as we saw here, catch it underneath, catch it in front of someone, he makes a move or uses his speed, and he's still gone. Either way, he can go the distance.
And either way, good luck. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
6 guard. Check 6 guard. Low, low, low. Crunch. Crunch.
Switch it on.
Tighten up, tighten up. Tighten
Quick
up.
stone, travel.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Frank Clark able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. He was looking again for Kelsey there on that play, but it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money thrown right there to move the sticks.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
From the gun, it's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 32 on the play.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Carr now on 1st down. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson, as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And some room to work. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount.
So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I look, well, all right, never mind. 3rd quarter action now. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They start the second half here with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Mahomes being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cleveland Farrell, what persistence, and that persistence pays off. Tracks him down for a 19-yard loss. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Steps away to his left. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And the kick by Butker is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Get that ball. Watch safety creeping. 9. Safety's creeping.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that'll be incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And it's 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run
a battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. It's a gain of 5 on the play. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, wide open, complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Antonio Brown, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are back within a score. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, twisting away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A gain there of 21 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
This is caught. Watkins. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his second touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and through, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. To throw, it's Carr. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
No problem there on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now! Mike, ready? Hey, we're good, we're good. You ready? Mike, 9. Hey, dude.
Now Carr to try again after the pick 6. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught at the 25. A big play that time for the Raiders. 54 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown with his second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders get a score closer.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball.
And the Raiders have got him. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and now it's third down.
Yellow.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On third and long, it's Mahomes. Finds a seam inside the 40. And he comes back with one complete. And finally down at the 32-yard line. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Flush to his right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Mahomes going to throw it here. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the east side of the Bay Bridge in Oakland, California. The pregame festivities here in Oakland have to be seen to be believed. This crowd in silver and black, they are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Cleveland Browns. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Down. Wide 85.
Mike 58, right there.
You're mine.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And they are not going to let him turn the corner. Some serious pressure right out of the gate. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Monday, down. 180. 808. Express.
58, the money. Stop your...
On second and 15 now. Carr out to the right here to Wilson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run. Sets
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Down. You 180.
58, the money.
Hey, 734.
Watch out.
Monday, down.
Shit.
Who's right?
On second and 15 now. Carr. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Here's Jacobs. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Now Callaway on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. A solid stiff arm. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
24 is the mark. Hey,
Now Mayfield. And that's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along, and hope someone would come through.
They'll give it to Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. It's a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Browns add on to their lead. A 1-yard run on 1st down, another yard that gets him into the end zone on 2nd down. Maybe not much for the yards per carry average, but hey, 6 points.
Yeah, bottom line is it doesn't matter there. You've got to find a way to wedge it into the end zone. Yards per carry, that's out the window. How do you score? And on the 2nd down, they had something going. They got a yard before. They thought they could do it again, and they got it done.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Antonio Brown, 42 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
He's checking.
Alpha.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. The Browns D locked in on third down, brings up fourth. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Mayfield. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Here's Jacobs, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs, and he's in! Touchdown, Raiders! Josh Jacobs in the final seconds of the first half, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The 3rd quarter starts with a run by Chubb. It's a foot race. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Down!
53,
180! 180, we're good, we're good!
They go with Washington to begin the drive. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
At the 29-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I got you. Check 50.
93. 93.
Here's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. And he's got room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Tyrell Williams, 71 yards. And the Raiders have retaken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Let's go, baby.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw, Mayfield. And an alley to run. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of points into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 48-yard line.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, a one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Mayfield able to get this one to his tight end, Njoku. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 22.
So we got man.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
6:37. Hey, Haywood. Coming. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth.
6:18. Bravo.
58 to Mike. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
58 to Mike, 58.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Terrence Mitchell right there on the coverage. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach would agree to disagree. All right?
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Nevin Lawson with a pick. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Carr going to throw. It's a screen to Richard. And he's got some space here. And he's into the clear. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Mayfield completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Here's Mayfield, eluding the pressure right. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Working the sideline there, good route, good catch, first down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku, and he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I'm starting to wonder here, are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart, moving the ball downfield, and they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit?
And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. The 40, 20, 10, 5, and the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
180. Hey, alert 33. Let's go, man. Let me what you got. What you got, man?
Back to it after the pick 6. Mayfield. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Maurice Hurst in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the east side of the Bay Bridge in Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Joseph now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Down! You want it,
Let's put him on the buses.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
At the 23-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
29. Express.
Let's get out the field, defense.
Hey, Charlie. 53.
From the gun, it's Carr. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Christian Kirksey came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
53. X3. 218. Chopper. Raider 2.
It's going to be a
Shotgun now for Carr. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Well, throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd and 1, Mayfield. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And the Browns first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Check four, check four.
Bang, 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 bang. Catch it. Pistol.
They run for it with Hunt. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
53 to 1. Come on.
Man open left side. It's Williams. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Let's go.
180.
Mike, number 53.
Express.
Time to go. Night.
Mike, 53. 53. 734. Easy. Kill. What's up?
Throwing on third and long. Carr. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Joe Schobert drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Here now, Johnny Townsend. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returnable here for Callaway. Yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield looks to throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jannard Avery coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, 1st down. Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first-down gains.
20.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38.
Let's go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mayfield, wide open receiver, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Alert, alert.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
We play to win. Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Hey, high 7.
To throw again on 2nd down. Carr, and he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Big stop, let's go.
Hey, no way. Mike. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Operating from the gun. Carr. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Carr now on first down. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Hey, wahoo!
Switch.
53 the mic.
The final shot here before half for Carr. And an alley to run. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, first and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, Mayfield going up top. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for Cleveland. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
On first down, Hunt, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
6-6, pull it high. Come. Under 10, under 10, 10.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
First down.
Pistol. 80 weapon.
Mayfield on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Point it right.
On second down now, it's Hunt, and he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Hey, alert!
Third and short yardage, Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. A 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Let's go.
Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 24. They'll start the drive with Washington. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Carr, and the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Christian Kirksey picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Hey, it's just me and you. Hey, 734. It's me and you. Hey, exit. 36. Check. 53's mine.
To throw is Carr. Oh, Now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And got his man complete. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Carr. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Christian Kirksey getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And he's going to go down again. Christian Kirksey. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll run on 1st down. Hunt. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, and a loose football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. Throwing, Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Maurice Hurst drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Mayfield down. And that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Well, they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Box drop, box drop. Check 53.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to let it fly. He's got it at the 15. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Carr to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Luke Wilson. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
You draw Corker.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Real. Topper!
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost